Hello, I would like to talk to you about Sharia and how it destroys civilizations. Have you ever wondered how Turkey, Pakistan, North Africa, Middle East, and Egypt all became completely Islamic? Well, the answer is simple. Sharia was implemented after Islam invaded. Now, before I tell you what Sharia is, we need to tell you what Islam is. And no, Islam is not just a religion found in the Quran. The reason is simple. There's not enough in the Quran to practice the 5 pillars of Islam. But there are 91 verses which say that every human being is to follow the perfect pattern of Muhammad's life. And Muhammad's life is found in the Sirah, his biography, and the Hadith, his traditions. Now, Sharia is frequently called Sharia law or Islamic law, but it's much more than law. It's a code of behavior, it's ethics, it's philosophy, it's religion. So to call it Sharia law is to make it too small. Everything about how to lead your life as a human being is found under this Quran and the Sirah and the Hadith, but there's too much information there. And so what the Sharia does, it takes and summarizes and codifies and interprets the Quran, the Sirah, and the Hadith. For instance, if you want to know about Islamic divorce, you don't want to sit down and read all of the Quran, the Sirah, and the Hadith. But the Sharia does this for you because it goes through and takes a topic like divorce and brings in everything from the Quran, the Sirah, and the Hadith so that you can get a definitive answer. Now, since the Quran and the Sirah and the Hadith include religion, politics, law, and culture, Sharia includes religion, politics, law, and culture. Now then, there's something interesting about the Sharia. You, whether you're a Muslim or not, are found in the Sharia. Now, this is a little odd because Catholic canon law is for Catholics, Jewish law is for Jews, but all people are included in the Sharia. Now, Sharia is Allah's law, and our laws are man-made laws. Now then, so it therefore follows that the Sharia must rule all the world, including Europe and the United States. All human actions have a place in Sharia rulings. Now, for instance, the Sharia forbids criticism of Muhammad or the Quran or Islam. It also includes jihad and defines its jihad. Jihad is simple. It is to be practiced until all the world submits to the Sharia. All kafirs, non-Muslims, must become dhimmis. That is, you don't have to convert to Islam, but you do have to let Sharia rule. And under the Sharia, dhimmis are second-class subjects, not even citizens. Some rulings found under the Sharia, such as women, you have wife beating, which is part of the Sharia. Child marriage is part of the Sharia. Female genital mutilation is permitted. Polygamy is permitted. Honor killings are not punished. And the rape of kafir women is allowed. Yes, that is true. Under freedom, you need to understand something. Under the Sharia, there's a peculiar form of freedom, which is to be a complete slave to the Sharia. So the Muslim who is free is the slave of the Sharia. Free speech is forbidden. No one is allowed to criticize Islam. Apostates can be killed without penalty. Art may not include people or music. And literature and songs may not blaspheme Islam. Under business, interest is forbidden. Now, the purpose of migration is to establish the Sharia. And Muslims don't really care whether we convert or not, as long as we let the Sharia rule. Now, Sharia is God's law, and our laws are man-made, which is higher. This is the view of the Muslim. Well, Allah is higher than us, so therefore we must submit to Allah's law. Now, you probably say to yourself, I don't know anything about Sharia, but you do know it without thinking about it, if you understand this. Every step of Islamification of your country is done under the pressure of Sharia. Example, the demand to wear a hijab at work, to have school prayer, the fact that you should not be allowed to criticize Islam, Muhammad, or the Quran, these are all elements of the Sharia. The Sharia says that kafirs, the non-Muslim, must accept all Muslim refugees and support them. This is just the natural way that it is. The Muslim must be supported by the non-believer. Now back to the question I asked at the start. The reason that all these native civilizations disappeared is that after Islam invaded, Sharia was implemented. Now, once the Sharia is implemented, the society becomes more and more Islamic. There may be a change of government, but it's still an Islamic government. Now, most people are nice people, and they say, well, if Muslims want a little Sharia, we'll give them a little Sharia. But here's the thing. Sharia includes codification for every act, so there is no end to the Islamic demands. So you may not think you know anything about Sharia, but actually you do. All you have to do is to watch what Muslims do around you, and they're all part of Sharia. We must learn what Sharia is if we're to protect our society, and we must not Islamicize any part of our society by yielding to the Sharia. Thank you.